80's girl here with you, and I have to just talk about these for one of my episodes. And these are all the fun 80's books that we grew up with as kids, and I have a few that went into the 90's. I would say the early 90's, 91, 92. But I'm sure once you see what I have, it'll just take you down memory lane of the books that you had as you grew up, and I just makes me just love having these. These are just random books that I have found over the recent years, just from like thrift stores and stuff like that. So I have some that my mom actually kept, the books with the records, and I'll go over those shortly. That were actually mine and my sister's growing up. So I'm gonna just show you a few that I do have. I'm not gonna take you through the book or anything like that, but I'm just gonna touch on the ones that I do have. So growing up as a kid, I do remember having, if you don't remember, these books. Now, these were mainly the Disney ones, or some were Disney, some were just random ones that had the actual book, and then they had the record in the back. No, mine actually has the records in the back, and you can play it on either your little Rainbow Bright, Strawberry Shortcake, or Disney record player, but that's the actual record that had the story in it as well. The Strawberry Shortcake one, which I haven't done that one episode yet of those toys, actually had coloring pages in here for you to color. So yes, we did color in this. I'm not sure if it was me or my sister that colored this one, but I think it was her because she's better coloring than me. I think I did this dude, Purple Pie Man. So remember these? Okay, books with records. I do have a few more. The Hobbit. The Hobbit has the records. Lady and the Tramp. I do have Dumbo and Winnie the Pooh and Tigger 2. I also have some more. I have Three Little Pigs. Mother Goose Rhymes, which I did love this one with Mickey Mouse. The Black Hole. Yeah, this one we actually had. It was kind of crazy that we have this one. That was pretty interesting. Sleeping Beauty, which I love this one. I found this one recently. It doesn't have, this one was just a cassette, book and cassette, which I don't have the cassette. But yes, Roger Rabbit, and this was actually dated 89, so it does make it in the 80's, but Roger Rabbit. I do have a superheroes one with Superman, of course. I love him. This one I didn't come with anything either, just I don't have the tape, or record. And then I have the two Gremlins ones right here. I did go over with my Gremlins show, and they actually both have records in them currently. And there's 5 total of the Gremlins books. So Gremlins with the records there. So, and then there was a cassette I have with my Sheer collection, which went over the story. Tape Me Along cassettes, and this was volume 1, The Jewel of Light. Have that. So I'm going to go on the other books here that are mainly hard. I have a lot of hardcover. There are a few softs, but I will show you the She-Ra ones that I have currently of Princess of Power. So this is Too Long at the Fair, The Crooked Crown, and Everything But Happiness. So sad. So that's She-Ra. I do have one He-Man. I actually found this He-Man, I Have the Power. I read this to my son to this day, and I do all the voices, and he loves it. Spydor, Skeletor, all them. It's pretty cool. And then the next one I have, I'm going to go over my Gem collection of stuff here. I have one hardcover of Gem here, Spoils of Success. And then I had a few paperbacks. So there was a set of 3 paperbacks that I had. The Video Caper, The Secret of Rainbow Island, and Jewels in the Dark. That's 1, 2, 3. And I think that's all they made. I actually didn't read these, so sorry. So these are the Gem books there. Alright, so going into the old school, littler area here, the kids, I'm going to start off with just a few I found that were at the late 70's that I did find. And this was Hooray for Lassie. I don't know if you remember Lassie. I do have a Lassie book. I also have the Pink Panther. This was dated 75. Yeah, Pink Panther in the Haunted House. And then I do have a Barbie and Skipper Go Camping, and this is actually dated 77. So that's an older one of Barbie. Okay, going into more of the 80s books here. All right, so this big one I did find is Glowworm. I haven't went over Glowworm yet, but this is the Glowworm bedtime book. And it has Glowworm and all the smaller glowworms in here as well. All of these different stories of all the glowworms. So it's pretty cute. All right, there's Glowworm. I do have Heathcliff. Does everybody remember Heathcliff? It's kind of like another version of Garfield, as my son would say, which he is totally accurate in that. I think I have one Garfield book. There's Garfield there. So I have a small Garfield. There's Heathcliff. In outer space, Garfield. A knight in shining armor. $1.25. DuckTales. I do see that they have started making those again on cartoons, like brand new cartoons. I've taped those, so we have been watching some of those. Pretty funny. So this is the DuckTales. I do have the Get Along Gang book, one of them. Get Along. This one's and the New Neighbor. So the New Neighbor is Rudyard. I don't know all their names. Yeah, Rudyard. Rudyard's the new dude in town. I have a Transformers. Gotta throw that out there. I did love watching the Transformers cartoons, so I do have a Transformers book. It's pretty cool. I have two Care Bear ones. So the Care Bears help Santa, and then Care Bears and Sharing, a Care Bear sticker book. I did find this one, and this one was given out at Pizza Hut in 1984. They were like little sticker stamps, and it has a Pizza Hut stamp on it on the back. So these were given out at Pizza Hut. Interesting. All right. I have Alf. Can't forget Alf. 87. This one was just mixed in with the others, but I don't recall this book at all, but it's called Whisper the Winged Unicorn. So, I'm glad they said that. The Winged Unicorn. And it came with stickers. So, if you know Whisper, this was a Whisper book. And it seems like there was quite a few of these in the set. I also have the Pretenders. I haven't gone over the Pretenders yet. I do have a Pretender or two. These were the pets that pretended to be something else. So, mainly cats. Sorry. They're all cats. Sorry. Cats that pretended to be other animals. Sorry. So, that's the Pretenders book. And then this one I had to look up because I haven't collected this when I was younger, but these were the Kindles. So sorry if you actually loved the Kindles. I wasn't aware of them too much. But the Kindles, this was dated 85. It's kind of scribbled in from crayon a lot. But I did see some toys out and dolls out there. If you ever see these dolls, they look pretty much just like that. So they're dressed in long gowns, and they do have like a wide smiling face. So if you never know what you're looking at, what type of doll, it's a Kindle. Those are the Kindles. Okay? And then I do have a few Alvin and the Chipmunks. I have one. Alvin and the Chipmunks, and this was dated 85, and of course most of these have a kid's name inside, so I'm not going to read that out. But Alvin and the Chipmunks, I have a Wuzzles book, and this is about Moosel's special gift. Have you snuzzled a Wuzzle today? Oh, love that. And I do have a big Rainbow Bright book, just one. Happy Birthday, Buddy Blue. Really great condition, bright colors, and everything like that. So, and my favorite lurkies in there. Great pictures of Rainbow Bright and Starlight. So, that's Rainbow Bright book. Okay, so that's all of the those smaller kids books that I remember having or reading growing up, especially the ones with the record. Now, I have a few here as well that go into when I probably got older, into the late 80s to early 90s. So I have a few of those, so they're a little thicker, of course, and everybody has to remember the Babysitter's Club books, right? Babysitter's Club books. I don't know if I might have read one or two growing up, but this one actually is super special, number 2, which at camp, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. I found these at, I don't know, a Goodwill or something, like a thrift store, so I thought I'd throw that in the mix. Along with Sweet Valley High Twins, and I maybe read a few of those growing up too, but this is the Sweet Valley High books. I did not find the Choose Your Own Adventure books. I remember in elementary school, I loved going to the library on library day and finding a choose your own adventure book. Just loved it. That you could choose your own direction that the character's going to go, and it could end up that they die, they win, blah, blah, blah. I don't have one of those, but I do love those books. Another one I do have from, let's see, 80 something. This was actually 91. Was Encyclopedia Brown's Book of Strange but True Crimes, 91. So I do remember this one. Probably my younger brothers, started reading these as well. Now my favorite, as I was getting older, that I was into scarier books, not too scary, but some scary books that I could handle. And so that's where I found R.L. Stine. Before he did all the Goosebumps stuff, he did some other just random scary books for teenagers, or Fear Street. And then I loved Fear Street, a whole list of them. I mean, I collected them all at one point, and then sure, my mom got rid of all those. So sadly, I don't have those anymore, but I had a ton. But this one is called Blind Date. I'm sure I read this one. I made it a fact to read all of R.L. Stine's books back in the day. So I have this one, and then another one that was kind of along the same lines was Christopher Pike. You remember Christopher Pike? He also did the same type of things, like the scary, just enough for like a teenager, 10, 11, 12, not even 10, but 12-year-old could like. So Christopher Pike and R.L. Stine. So that's the list of all of my books that I have. I'm going to do probably another episode with the other coloring books that I have, in like action books. Let's see what else. Paper dolls and all that stuff. So hope you enjoyed what you saw. Go look through all your books from the 80s. Go to the thrift store and find some books and just, reminisce about it. Share your books you find with your kids, and I do that. I read all of these books with him, and he still enjoys them. And just enjoys remembering, like, oh, my mom was actually a kid once too. Of course, but I still am with all of my toys. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.